All right, February the 15th, we have single leg deadlifts that'll break down at the end, how you can get a little bit more out of them. Just a couple options that I like to use that aren't just doing a split stance. We got Mr. Cash here. And then you're gonna have some inclines, some back-to-back upper lower body, some all-out rowing. Tap on his face, tap on my face, like the video, let's talk about it. So on the treads, you're gonna start off with 5% hill, 5 minutes, you take away 1% every minute, and then each block that you go through, you take away a minute of that. You start at a lower hill. Pay attention to what you do in the first one, maybe just try to maintain that each time. Technically speaking, on paper, you should be able to go a little bit faster or start a little bit faster pace each time. Sometimes that first or second round gets a little bit rough mentally. If you come in focused, have a goal. If not, have a range. Have like 0.1 to 0.5 you want to try to stay between on those efforts. And you should be able to go a little bit faster every time as the blocks get shorter. So in the floor block, you go back to back. It'll be an upper body and then a lower body. This is a great way to be efficient so you can get a good amount of work in, because that upper body really shouldn't affect the lower body one too much. So you keep it heavy. Single leg, single arm work. So you can go a little bit heavier on that. If you have a weaker side, start with the weaker side so you're a little more fresh before you go right into the other side. The rowing you're gonna have, all out rowing, short efforts. You might get your watts higher, which is part of it, but I like to look at that split time. Try to keep that split time faster than whatever your best 500 is. Like you're trying to hold that. It should be very aggressive, very fast. Go watch my other videos about how you start those rows. All right, single leg deadlifts. When you have just one dumbbell, or even if you have two, it's a couple things you can think about. So that foot that's staying down, you want to keep like inside edge of it heavy. Think like big toe, inside of the heel. If you keep that grounded, it's going to help with your balance. Don't let the big toe start wobbling on the floor. That's when you're going to start losing it. From there, that back foot, you're going to think about reaching it back behind you. Try to keep your hips down. Like this hip should be facing the floor. You don't want it to look like a dog peeing, turning your leg out. Like that's not the look we're going for. It's going to open up your hips. You're not going to feel the hamstrings as much. Now, if balance is an issue, you could always go to a split stance. However, another thing I like to have people do, use the wall or the bench behind you. So when I go to do this next one of my foot on the floor, my back foot, I'm going to reach it back for the wall. As soon as I feel the wall, I can pause there, make sure I'm locked in, and then push that back pocket to the floor, squeeze your butt to stand up. And you might get a little bit more out of it. You might be able to go a little bit slower. But again, hamstring, and then squeeze that butt to stand yourself up. Hopefully that helps you out. Helps you feel that hamstring, your butt work a little bit more on those single leg deadlifts.